Good morning, everyone. Well, I guess the question on all of our minds is this gap for real? It's certainly a big one. It's gapping right up into this little wall of resistance here. So it's going to be a little tricky here at the open. If this can hold up in this area, and you can see where prices are trading right now on the Qs, let's do a little blip to the upside here. If they can go sideways here and get above this area, which let's hope today is the day and this stimulus package comes through, because personally, I'm sending a bill to Nancy Pelosi for my trading losses yesterday. Little humor on there, but it was a whipsaw day. Honestly, I started the day fantastically. And then as things kind of started jiggling around and whipping back and forth, like I said, in the green room, got whipsawed 2 times yesterday, where it was a false breakout and then a false breakdown, or vice versa. Forget the order that it was in. But it was a whippy day, where any moment they're going to come out with the package and the markets will soar based on that, and it just didn't happen. And but anyway, just looking at the pattern here, it's a constructive one. And something that I spoke about as to time, going sideways through time. This is what a void is created by, meaning a momentum move to the downside. And this isn't the greatest momentum move, because you did have this little consolidation and it tried to hold here. And now we've got this slop going sideways. And so, you got the dip. We got another dip breaking the lows, and he came back up. And now we've got this gap up. And so I think, the Wicked Witch is going to be speaking here at 9:30. And if you happen to like her, sorry for the offense, but I don't like what they're doing. So the pattern here, which is what we do, is it's a big gap up. The gap up has created a void. There's support down here, right? 175-ish or so, just underneath there. That would be the area if it starts to pull back, where buyers would show up. Ideally, it doesn't pull back and it hangs up here. That would be, bullish, the most bullish scenario, other than just blasting right through it at the open. I think traders will wait to see what happens here, at least for a little while. And excuse me one second. All right. So we've got this sideways move. Ideally, as we look at this, what we're going to see is a big red bar ignored. No follow through or there was some follow through, but it came right back up again. And so we'll see what this looks like. So a constructive pattern that should be able to get prices somewhere up into the next resistance area. And we'll take it, as it develops. And let's just move on. See what the other markets look like. So the spiders don't look quite as good. They don't have as much sideways, but here we've got the break, and we're at 234 right up here. So whenever you see prices gap up, whether it's spiders, Qs, and whatever it is, you look at where it is in relation to support and resistance. So this is where, let's just say, the heavy lifting begins up in here. And so again, gapping up into resistance rather than above the resistance. So, as gap traders, right, a pattern like this would not be such an attractive one for trading gaps, quite honestly. What we like to see is sideways action and gapping above it, and it's got a void. We don't have that. So anyway, it's a good start with a sizable gap up into that area. We'll see how it handles it. Russell, now I mentioned yesterday, this has been showing some relative strength. And when you say, well, how is that possible? Well, it's going sideways. It didn't make a new low. It didn't break down like the others did, but it led the way down. So this actually could be the go-to. If this could really get going, it's got a cleaner move down, less consolidation because it came down harder. So, 109-ish, and it's not even there. It's not even close. So we'll see how that develops. I like to see them all moving in the same direction together. All right, let's just look at the Dow. All right, up 196. So up well above yesterday's high. A good ways into that bar. And so again, we got the same story. It's not going to be, I think, initially just, press the accelerator at the open. And I think as Jas3 in YouTube has mentioned or noted, the Devil Woman will be speaking at the open. I think that was the schedule. So we'll see what she has to say. Maybe that will be the what gets the market going. We'll see. All right, it's a crazy market. There's a lot of nervousness. I think a lot of institutions want to press the accelerator with the markets down in the area of 35%. Others, like the Russell, which we looked at, was right, already down over 40%. So, we're down a lot. Obviously, I think never happened before from a new all-time high to come down so far so fast. So we've got the potential for at least a counter trend rally of some significance, and kind of been looking for that for a few days. Hasn't played out, but maybe today is the day. Let's see. Are we limit up? We were limit up. Probably so. Probably so. But this is where it was limit up before, so it's at the same spot. And so maybe that's a good thing at the open, right? If Nancy's going to start speaking, who knows what's going to come out of her mouth. I'm just assuming if she comes out there with more talk of they want this and they want that and they hold this thing up, the market's going to drop. Right? That would not be seen as a good thing if she comes on and says, folks, I'm so sorry for what I've done. Please accept my apologies and go. Oh, then the market rallies, but that witch is never going to do that. Anyway, sorry for you like her, sorry, but I don't know. Yesterday was terrible. Anyway, so this is moving. It looks like, no, it's not moving. Maybe it's not limit up yet. No, the Qs are not limit up yet. Just, I guess, the S&Ps. And so I guess it will be limit up as soon as it reaches this level. But who wants a buy in front of that? I guess people would. And then, you're stuck. So right there, about limit up, but nice reversal. I mean, today is only Tuesday, but let's hope that we can get a nice size green weekly bar by the end of the week. Maybe bigger than this, ideally. But I like the fact that this is the beginnings of a breakdown type of a failure right there. And so let's see. I mean, I wish it would just take off, but one day sideways consolidating that, or two, wow, that would be an amazing pattern, looking for prices to really be able to move higher, really showing the ability to go sideways in the face of that resistance area. Okay, YM, just moving along here. That's limit up, right? And you can see the reversal. It's been weaker, but again, the start. I like these type of patterns, counter trend patterns that break several bars lows and then begin to reverse back up again. It's like there's that little flush that takes out the stops, and then the shock pattern where prices can turn back up. And the idea behind that is stops get taken out and those traders aren't in to sell, hoping that it would reverse back up again. So it's kind of removing the supply concept. Russell's got a ways to go to get limit up, but again, you can see the constructive pattern that's going on here. Oil, trying to bottom out and get moving back up. Bonds down, they're supposed to be, but no big deal. Just kind of getting wild and whippy here. Gold was wow, I didn't look at that this morning. Well, wow, amazing move. And right up back up to the high. That's the kind of craziness that markets that we're in. And so what is that? A vote for inflation? And I guess that's a positive. Gold rallying in that way. Internals, Tony wants to see the internals. Where are my internals? So again, the internals were severely cooked, right? But Alex, I haven't looked at the dollar, but come on, look at this. I mean, look at this move up. It's not like the dollar's collapsing. I don't know. There's more to it than that. Anyway, breadth is improving a bit here. It's just going sideways. What we need to see, and right, if the markets are going to move higher here, we need to see breadth get up toward this, at least the zero line over here, right? Sentiment has come off the low, and right around this area on the 12th there. Let's go back to the spiders, right? So you can kind of line up the date right here. So on the 13th or so, I guess, right around here, that's where the wrong way option traders were betting that, the market was going to go down to zero, give or take, because I don't know if I've ever seen this sentiment reading down at 1.4. I mean, it's coming up a bit. And so I think a lot of constructive things going on here. Let's see if the markets can actually get reversed today. It'd be a good start. Silver coming off of the low after breaking down below some long-term support over there. And this last, I want to look at the transports. So retesting that area. Let's see where they open up, and climactic buy on the weekly, and we'll see if we can get something going here today and into the rest of the week. All righty, all yours, Dan.
All right, good morning. Yeah, we've been looking for this turn for a while. We said they don't happen on a dime. And like Greg said, this is very constructive. And, we'll see. The VIX was falling yesterday. So nice job on those who held on to the shorts. Hey, Debbie, I don't know if Debbie's in the house. I said yesterday, I would not be surprised if VXX was filled this gap at 42 bucks today. Look, it's there right now, 42 bucks. When this thing gets cooked like this is one of my favorite trades. Very nice. That just has those it's like it's whack-a-mole. It's when this thing pops and you get a reversal on the spiders, you just whack it. We have 100% bullish positions on, even with the market looking like this. I mentioned in the green trading room yesterday, I personally had 17 open positions. And even with the market down on us like this, well, I did kill BAC at a small loss in the morning. Other than that, my 17 opens I was beautifully profitable yesterday. And that's the beauty of selling jacked up high volatility puts and put spreads. That's all I have. Well, actually, I started nibbling, Alex, on the trade you gave me. Where is it? I'll get to it. But I started nibbling on something I told you about. I bought the stock. All right, well, let's go through them. Our opens look great. I mean, on a day like this, the gappers are just going to be pretty meaningless to me. I mean, what's meaningless? And on days like this, on major turns, I might go to, sure, I'll trade anything, but is the indexes, ETFs, or sector ETFs? But we're actually finding many more compelling setups on individual issues than the broader markets. Let's look at opens here. AMD, we have a short naked puts, and I also had as a directional long. I love this reversal, breakdown failure at the 200, and it's gapping over our entry. So I said 30-minute high or pullback to this $43 area. Boeing, we have two trades. We have a put spread and a covered call, getting a beautiful gap up. Delta, short puts, naked puts, airlines and cruise ships are really moving this morning. Now, we also have LUV, short puts, looks great. And I remember, I think it was, I don't know, a week or so ago when we were shorting, because we've been shorting puts on LUV way the heck back here, but they've been so far out of the money. Even though it's been going against us, we're short the $20 puts, folks. It's closed at 33 and change, now 38, up $5. That's 15%. The premiums have just been salivatingly high. Selling the $20 puts for $1.05, and I remember somebody in the green trading room, so there is a purpose to this story. He was saying, Dan, so yeah, it must have been last week. It was in here. He says, Dan, what are you doing? If they shut down air travel. And I said, yeah, it definitely can go lower. I hear you. Cruise ships went way lower than I thought. But we were selling it was two things. We were selling such far out of the money puts, number one, but number two, it's the discussion of, isn't it already priced in? It's the question of how much is being priced in with a 50% haircut, right? The airlines are businesses. They aren't going to sit there and keep flying around empty planes. They're, regardless of whether the government orders them not to fly or they do it themselves, it's pricing in horrendous financials. And I'm just guessing the strength today is obviously on the tailwind of the broader market gap, but secondly is it's the bailout package of these things. Nice, Alex. I was going to give this as a long over today's high. We got into a few restaurants that were beat up, and I had Kerbal on my list here, and I don't know why I didn't post it when I was going through these. I posted 3 of them though. So we got into some new trades. All right, back to weekly options trader. So anyway, that was my story of why I was okay with selling puts on airlines, because I just thought a lot of it was priced in. And for the far out of the money puts, I'll take LUV at $19 cost basis. Lyft, we have short naked puts. If we are lucky enough to get some type of retest, this and Uber, I think, are core longs. Uber actually bounced a little bit more. So of the two, this Uber is showing more relative strength now. Space, we have a put spread. That looks good. We're short the $10 puts for Friday. Tesla, and every single one of these in the weekly are expiring Friday. Tesla, we have a put spread. Beautiful reversal at the 200 after extended. That looks fantastic. I tighten the stop. Well, I'm not sure if I gave it to you all. Let me give you Tesla. And Trip, I entered yesterday, as you all know, and I had it loaded up to give. And I said, let's wait for today. So there's a Tesla. Let's tighten the stop. Looks great. We have IWM put spread, a win put spread, and that's it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 11 open trades in the weekly, and they all look great. Casinos also beat up, bouncing a little bit here. I thought we were in LBS too. Oh, LBS is in the other letter. No, I don't see it there. We must have taken our profits on it. MGM, another beat up casino here. Look at it. Look at it. That's up huge today. And I've been telling you that I love bargain hunting with compelling patterns, of course. And I said that we're going to be watching casinos, travel companies, restaurants, airlines. So here's Trip. Look, that is a beautiful bottom. Beautiful bottom from climactic buy setup. This is, I don't care what news is surrounding Trip. That pattern's telling me it's a short-term bottom. So we enter the trade and manage in between. It's that simple. Yeah, it's moving, but I personally don't, like fading these nasty bars. But for a day trade, it had a nice beautiful 15-minute chart with a price void. So yeah, wow, look down here. Kind of a, well, it's not an inverse head and shoulder because the head's on the high, but downtrend, made a new low. So that's a bullish new low divergence, gapped out, breakout, retest, sideways, breakout. That's a beautiful trend change pattern right there. Gertz stamp. Yeah, I like it. It's a little bear sandwich with a price void. Definitely, I like it. It's going on the list. Good job. And all right, so let's go through the opens here now in the swinging options letter, and then hit a couple gappers. Oh, Fleur, here it is, Alex. So when I entered yesterday, and I entered right when I was telling you all. Look, right on that bar, right there. That's when I started nibbling. It's what the charts tell you to do, so you do it. But that looks great. That's what we call a bullish 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so Boeing, I mentioned we have a covered call. DRI, another one of these. The puts were priced for bankruptcy. We shorted the $20 puts for $2. I mean, for those of you who don't or new to shorting options, I've said it. It's just shocking the high premiums we've been getting for these things. Hilton, we were assigned stock. We have a covered call now. We're actually back in a profitable territory based on where the stock's trading right now. Our cost basis is 66 and change. It's 69 right now. Nice job. Gertz, Amazon put spread. Sure, absolutely. Yeah, it got extended with a sell setup, but now it's red bar ignored. Sure, you can do that. NCLH, we were assigned stock. Nice move here. I'll be looking to leg into a covered call on that also. All right, here are the 3 or 2 we picked up yesterday. A little restaurant, Red Robin, climactic, bullish bottoming pattern. We entered this at 850, so we're already up over 15%. So that looks great. Starbucks, we're short the $40 puts, way the heck out of the money for Friday. Finally, TPX was one we added. That looks great. All right, that's it. Let's look at a couple gappers here. Let's see, NVAX gapping up to $15. One of these drug things, but unless it sets up as a day trade, there's no swing pattern there. A Fizzler, no great pattern, but it's a solar stock. TAN, the ETF, TAN, is trying to bottom here also. Was a leader last year. There's our FLR. Home Depot. We have, oh, we must have taken our profits on that. Yeah, yeah, I think we covered that. We sold the Home Depot puts for like 240 and closed them at a dime yesterday. So I mean, you could have held them, but I just wanted to free up capital too. And also, if, stupid Congress playing their games, it just made sense to bail at a dime. Market's just grinding higher here pre-market, which is a very good sign for the bullish case if they can hold it. I see Roku in the upper right screen here. That was left over from yesterday. Look at that beautiful 15-minute buy setup. That was just right out of what we teach. Wow. Wow. IWM, I mentioned we have a put spread. I'll be looking to add to that. YouTube's asking about Tesla. I already talked about it. We actually, I don't know if YouTuber is asking about a new trade or an existing one, but yeah, it looks great. We're in it. It looks great. Yeah, I like the reversal at the 200, climactic, daily, weekly, price void. It's gapping up to 476 though. So I would say, when we get big gaps like this, we much rather would prefer a pullback into the gap. So I personally would not chase this as a directional, but give it 30 minutes, see what it does. But yeah, I'll be adding to the put spread, sure. Again, Zoom, any trade in Zoom, not for me. Not for me, up 7 bars, wide range bar on volume, and now gapping down. This one was kind of viewed as a safety. They've been calling them stay at home plays. And, so kind of has a counter intuitive move with broader market strength. That's, this like TLT, a safety stock. So it actually looks like a day trade short right here. So we're doing nothing here at the open, just managing opens. AMD, I really like, but the gap's too big, darn it. So that yeah, sure. Yeah, bottoming pattern. Now it came down in more of a sloppy fashion as opposed to like our Red Robins. Denny's here was on my list from yesterday. I still like Denny's. 30-minute high. Looks like a great setup right there. I have MU.